gaining life.
Whoa,
Generally,
what are you doing?
banging it. Bangers and mash.
Lucky.
Who are you to tap your mana? Was that counter spell you said? Spot the specks through muddy waters. CommanderSmiths bone and bread. Rob the graves, smite Gaia's cradle. Discard your hand right now. Brew house beers and cards en masse. Don't be tossing your glass around. Spec margins high. Echo chants high. Best listen to. Now we don't condone smoking.
Where are you going to go onto that one?
Yeah, so you got it?
I got it, but here's the problem. I'm brain farting right now, and I can't. It's not perfect circle. It's
Yeah, not even close.
No, it's same same singer.
Same singer.
Why am I brain farting on this? It's
3, 2, 1. You're such a tool.
There it is. Damn it. I'm like, why can't I think of it? But then the song name is...
I actually didn't know the song name before.
What is the song name?
The Pot.
Okay.
Yeah. That was. I don't know any Tool songs.
I feel...
I just know how to, like, headbang a little bit.
Really ashamed that I didn't get that. And
we went to the concert together.
It's a late night, and I couldn't think... I was like, shit, I know the song, but I can't think of it, and Trombley's going to be pissed if he hears this episode.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because that's one of his favorite bands. And Tyson, too. That's one of his favorite bands. Hey, at least I got part of it with a perfect circle. Kind of. He's in a perfect circle.
A lead singer part of it.
Yeah. So, anyways. Welcome to CommanderSmiths.
We are the CommanderSmiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I am Lowry Smith.
This is episode 51.
Don't worry,
from
we
a
are
year.
cousins.
Oh, don't worry.
Don't skip our tagline, man.
Well, we can do it later.
We're good at that.
Don't worry.
No, we already did it.
Damn
I
it.
did it. I'm not...
Well, I'm supposed to do
fine.
the don't worry. You're
Well,
not supposed to do the don't worry.
I can do whatever I want. You don't control me.
You're not my real dad.
You're not my dad at all. Oh, boy.
One away from our year episode.
Anniversary.
As
in, we're going to do our anniversary one
right after this one.
Right after.
Because Lowry's going to be out of town, and so we're recording that. And plus, we're just kind of going review of everything.
We could just take a week off, but no. We are here for you.
That should be our anniversary. It's our day off. Hey, we've been on for a year. Fuck you guys. We're not making an episode.
How awesome would that be? Put out something like episode 52, like
10 seconds. It's one of us singing, and that's it.
No, I wouldn't even do it. It'd just be like, we're not doing one this week.
We'd probably get a lot of listens because they go all the way to the end. So they click on it. Our YouTube views would be freaking crazy because
3 seconds. What are they doing?
Okay. So what are we? Oh wait. What are we talking about today?
So we're going to do top 10 lists up the wazoo.
Yeah, double top 10.
Yeah. So we're going to do top 10 commander cards from Ravnica Allegiance.
And then we will follow that up with top 10 CCC, white and black. So we're kind of following
I would say black and white, but...
White and black.
Whatever you want. We all know that black's a better color than white. So.
Racist.
Whoa. That's reverse racism.
And we'll do a little more discussion of Mythic Edition kind of came out this week.
Well, more
so
with your experiences with it because they came out and you got them in the mail.
Yep. And then almost convinced you to buy some. No.
Maybe. No.
Yeah. You were close again. You kept getting really close to buying it, and then you didn't.
I was a lot closer last week before.
Yeah. So, but this week, we're going to kind of talk about what happened this week. How's your week been, Lowry?
Shitty.
Let's run off how this week went. Temperatures, we're in Minnesota, if you guys don't know.
Yeah. So, Wednesday, it was officially negative, what?
It was 30. Well, where I was, it's up around, was minus 33, I think we got.
Fahrenheit.
Actual temperature.
For people that are in Celsius, that's negative 432.
Actually, when you get Celsius and temperature, or Fahrenheit, at minus 40, they meet. So then they become the same temperature.
So it was almost negative 40. Yeah. All right. And so right now it was 37 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like a 70-degree swing.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. But yeah, they canceled school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Our mail got canceled, like delivering mail.
That's the only time I've ever
I've
known
never
it to be
I've never
canceled.
heard it get canceled before. And the last time it was this cold was in 1996, so it's been freaking forever
Yeah,
since
22 years. And for me personally, I have an awful case of shingles.
Yeah, it's so
Which is-
crazy.
I'm an old man.
Yeah, you make it sound, because what did your doctor say to you? He said you're the youngest person.
That is a really bad case of shingles, and you are the youngest person I've ever seen with shingles. And I was like, yeah, I was just like, oh, okay. And my wife's like, thank you, question mark? Like, that's not a compliment.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Does that get me in a record
it was
book?
I was in like in I'll quick go through it. Like like you get a rash. That part was not bad, and it still isn't bad. Like it's there. I can feel it. But it feels like it's like for like 3 days it was like I threw out my back. Like, and it just felt awful. So, and right now I'm just like tired and like it feels like I have the flu, but I'm not like pukey or anything.
Yeah.
But it's awful. Feel bad for your grandparents when they get
when
it.
they get not when Lowry
If
gets
they
it.
have not when I get it, I'm just what the hell.
But
Yeah.
if you could Google it
And,
to see what
yeah.
it actually is, but it's basically like chickenpox as adults. You have
Yeah.
the virus in your
It's
system. I
adult
believe it's in
chickenpox.
your system still, and then
Chickenpox never leaves.
leave.
Yeah.
So then this is it coming out as an
Yeah.
adult kind of thing.
And then my son got kind of hurt.
Yeah.
and that it sucks. When, if
While
you ever
you're
have
sick
kids,
at the same time, it's
Yeah.
not fun to have that.
can't really keep up with them, and like it is kind of interesting. Like when you're a kid, you're like, get off me, mom, who cares? Like, and my son's a lot younger, but when I was a kid, I was like, don't worry about me, I'll be fine. And now I'm like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I totally get why like a parent like wants you to be and feel better. Like, so it's been an interesting
hard.
week.
Yeah.
I had a burst pipe in one of my from the cold, like in rental. I
And then
spent 9 hours on my shingles.
On your shingles.
On
You're
my shingles.
on shingles.
I
on the
literally
snow.
had to like lay on my shingles underneath a cupboard, like where like I was hitting my head constantly, laying on it. It's not been fun.
And then you top it
It
off.
has been like 5 weeks
with the Patriots winning the Super
and
Bowl.
Patriots. Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Can you guys share some wealth here? Because we want
Out east.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, we'd like one.
Just one. I'd like to see the Vikings in one. Needless to say, win it. We haven't ever seen them do that.
You
for
know,
us.
hey, like the Patriots have lost 4 Super Bowls at least. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's as bad as us,
horrible.
right?
Yeah,
We've
right.
lost 4
They're now tied for the most
As
Super
the
Bowls
Vikings? Wins
for a team.
For a team, yeah.
6-6 with Pittsburgh
Steelers.
has it too, yeah. But actually, to top it off, we're now getting freezing rain that's happening. So as I was on my way over to Lowry, I'm at Lowry's house actually today
I appreciate you coming here.
because he's not feeling good and everything. But on my way over here, I'm getting on his street and I'm seeing cars are just going into the not ditch, it's into people's freaking yards because we're in a neighborhood and they can't stop at stop signs. And I went to turn the wheel and nothing happened. I just kept going straight. So yeah,
That's
it's gonna be
scary
an
stuff out
interesting drive on the way home. So hopefully I don't come
wish
back
you well.
with. Yeah, my Twitter might be got in an accident last night. Podcast is going to be late.
I hope not. Oh, my
All
goodness.
right, so we jump into
Actually talk about
our
Magic
good
here?
stuff here. Yeah. So what are we starting with? We are starting with top 10 Commander cards. So we kind of broke down all the cards from this latest set.
Broke it down.
Figured out we made a list here.
Yep, and this is going to be 100% accurate.
In our opinion, these are the top 10 cards from this set.
And that's exactly
excluded
why it's going to be accurate, because it's our opinion.
but we excluded Commanders.
Yeah, no legends. We're not going to talk about any
legendary
legends, because if you
creatures.
think they're cool, you're going to build with them or slide them into certain decks. So we're going to avoid that. And then also, honorable mention, Shocklands again.
And Bedevil or Bed Evil.
Yeah. Yeah, Bedevil, that's a really good card.
We just didn't put it on here because it was boring.
It's boring.
It's like,
Do you really want us to talk? Like, this is good removal.
that's it.
Moving on.
Yeah. So we're like,
So, yeah.
well, they're an honorable mention.
It's somewhere in there.
so it's our
really
cheat
good.
way of getting it on the list. Okay, so let's start off with number 10. Lowry, number 10.
That was really good. Incubation Druid. I don't know this one very well. I don't have it in my head. I don't own this one. So it's a colorless and a green for like a creature that taps for any color mana.
Yeah, any color I think that you can produce. I'm going to pull it up right now. We should actually add all these up.
Yeah.
Add 1 mana of any type of land
has
that you control. You can produce. We're both talking at the same time, so we have all this stuff.
No, it's going to be great. This is why it's number 10.
If it has a 1/1 counter on it, add 3 mana on that of that type instead. So you potentially, if it comes in with the counter, if you're able to, it has adapt as well, so you can add the counters that way. But if you have other things like Riot, if you come in with this, you can put a counter on it. And now it taps for 3 instead
with potentially another card that we'll talk about soon.
Yeah,
but yeah, like it comes in, and if you can just tapping like a card for 3, mana is really good for 2
for a 2-drop. I mean, even it
that's
being
really solid.
Without the counter on it, it always has that potential to turn into the 3, which is very nice. You know, it's not like if it didn't have adapt 3, it's a little more difficult to do that. But the fact that that's there,
it can enable itself,
right?
Yeah.
But a lot of times you might, with the green and red and everything, you might be using this with Riot and getting counters, or it's in a counter deck, so it might be really easy. And it's not just producing a green; it's 1 mana of any color that you can already produce. You're just making sure on that.
No. I was checking that the 3 producing the 3 mana with the 1/1 counter is all the same mana.
Yeah,
you can't any combination of whatever.
Yeah,
that would have been way better. I would have moved that up to at least 9.
It would have jumped 1 spot.
Yeah.
All right, moving to number 9.
Number 9 is Guardian Project.
There we go.
I'll take this one. Yeah. I know it. It's an enchantment for 3 colorless and a green, and essentially whenever for Commander, it is whenever you cast or have a creature not fucking this up.
Yeah, like you knew this one. Whenever you have a non-token creature
enter the battlefield, you draw a card.
And it's not cast, it's enter, so you can cheat it into play. If it's coming into
back
play,
and forth.
You'll be able to draw cards. And it just, the reason why it's more for Commander is it checks to see if there's another creature of that type in your graveyard, and since you can only have 1 of every creature type, or you can't have more than 1 card, you're able to draw it multiple times. So it's awesome. It's a good draw.
And
engine.
at 4 mana, it's pretty cheap and pretty good to do.
Number 8. You can keep going.
Am I doing all?
Yeah,
Rhythm of the Wild.
We already did it, so let's keep
Rhythm
going.
of the Wild is the card we were talking about that could work with Incubation Druid.
Mm-hmm.
Incubator.
So that's the one. It's the enchantment. It's red, green, and a colorless, and your non-creature or your creatures can't be countered, and then non-token creatures. I'm going off of memory here.
Gain Riot.
So
yeah. So either they come in with haste or a 1/1 counter on it. But just
the being able to counter is why this is on the list.
And no, but even like giving your creature haste for 3 mana is pretty solid. Mm-hmm. Having the added bonus of not having them countered is really good. And then if you don't need haste, you can just put the 1/1 counter on it, like with Incubation Druid.
And that's why this is more of a more expensive uncommon. It's one of the most expensive commons in the set.
It's under $2, but it's like $1.50 or whatever. Yeah. It's a solid card, and I would expect that. Don't get rid of them. They're going to work in a lot of decks.
Definitely hold on to those. All right, number 7.
Revival and
love this card.
Revival and Revenge.
So with this, it's the split card. The revival part's pretty interesting. It's more of the second part that we're going to talk about. But the first part, it's a 2-drop. Well, it's Orzhov, sorcery. You return target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's
Which
nice.
Is solid. Yeah, I mean, if you have it, you can work it. But
the cool part is 4 and white-black, also a sorcery. Double your life total. Target opponent loses half their life rounded up. So that's a huge...
That's a big power move right there. Now, you said it earlier, but like it is only target opponents.
Yeah, so it's not
that halves their life.
So whoever's being a dick to you, that person's...
Or if whoever's just like dominating the game, you just cut them in half.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the way to go. And doubling your life isn't anything awful either. Like even if you're like, well, I'm going to go from 2 to 4, but you're going to go from 20 down to 10. That's a big huge swing. And then, obviously that's at the end of the game, and hopefully you're that close.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not like 40 to 2.
Yeah.
Then that's probably not worth it. Then that's just a spite move.
But yeah, this has potential to make an enemy, not all enemies, and then actually get your life back up in the game. So
just think if you're the winner, like the guy who's
the one
like,
that has the
if you're
50 life already,
and then you're like, I'm going to go to 100, and you're going to go down to 10.
Yeah,
like, you just won that game.
Yeah.
So it seems really good in just about every situation.
And plus, it has that bonus ability if you want to use the revival part, bringing back a creature. Probably, I'm not going to use that as much. It's more of
I can't think unless you just are getting mana screwed and you're having to use it. Like, I'm going to have to discard a card or just cast this.
If you don't use it, do you lose it?
Yes. It does not have flashback or anything else.
Do you know what I'm talking about from that?
40-year-old virgin.
Hey, good job.
I've watched a movie before.
You have?
Yeah.
Like band camp?
Inside joke.
All right. Number 6. Oh, this is
Hydroid Crassus.
So of course this has to make the list. I mean, it's the most expensive card in the set, but it's actually a pretty goddamn good card.
You've been playing this one on Arena.
Yeah. Arena's been pretty sweet with this one. It's you know it, but it's the green, blue, and X, and then whatever X is, its power becomes that, but then half of that is how much life you gain and draw that many cards.
Yeah. This is like a huge power move. Like, let's say it's something that you can do with infinite mana. Mm-hmm. So, like, let's say you're like, okay, I need to find that card that actually wins me the game, but you have a Hydroid Crassus in your hand. Infinite mana, draw your entire deck
just to find
to where you're at, get the card that you need, cast that, win the game. Like, and that's like the big times, and this is game winner right there.
Mm-hmm. And even if it isn't, like if it's late game, the other part I forgot to say is
huge
it's flying
value.
trample. So
and it's whenever you cast it,
you get that.
So if it's countered, you still draw and gain life.
Yeah.
It's really versatile. Flying trampler that can be big is. Big. Yeah.
It can be big.
If it's big, it's big.
Well, I mean, in Arena, and I know this is Arena, not Commander, so I haven't had a chance to put this in a deck yet, but in Arena, it's taken the place of my Carnage Tyrant for my Golgari.
And Carnage Tyrant seems like a really powerful card.
I mean, it was hard to take him out. I was very sad, but I liked right now, red burn is kind of the thing for standard, at least the one, Arena stuff.
Yeah.
And so this adds giving the life and everything,
it makes you last a little bit longer into the late game. Yeah. And that's here can really help you out too. Like if you're in an equal battle and you cast this gets you ahead big time.
So I got a kind of funny story with it. So I was playing an Arena game and it was this is freaking crazy, but I'm going against a guy. He's burn, kind of a burn. It was more of like he was just destroying all creatures. Like he didn't have the only creatures he had was the Chupacabra.
Okay.
And so that was destroying creatures, and then everything else was removal, like destroy all creatures, whatever. It was black and red. It wasn't like, it was burnt. Well, I didn't realize it. And I'm like, I drew 20 lands out of my 23, and I didn't get to Hydroid one of my 2 Hydroid. That's what I was waiting for, because then I was going to kill him.
20 lands?
Yeah, it was insane. And we both were. He was drawing out his land, and he had the treasure map, so he's scrying and all that stuff, and he also had the compass, so now he was taking any of my creatures that came out, he was making it so they weren't attacking. He had 2 of them, so I was like, God, this freaking stalemate. I'm like, I don't know how he's gonna win the game. I'm at 23 life. I kept gaining life. Guess what he does right to my face? Bane
fire.
I was like, God damn it. We were both waiting for our one piece. Like, I was just waiting for a Hydro, but 20 land I drew. Like, that's crazy. It's stupid.
And Arena does have that problem, in my opinion, of you just draw way too much land.
And I'm playing, my deck is the exploration. Everything. I was drawing them like crazy, and I kept drawing land, and I was like, what the hell is going on? It's like, everything was on land, and my exploration guys were all on top, and then all the good stuff was on the bottom.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Now, funny thing is we were going to do an Arena segment in between our 2,
but we kind of just did it now.
Now we just did it.
Should we just keep going with it?
Fuck this top 10. Let's go to Arena. Where were we? Hydroid Crassus. Moving on.
Yeah, so it's a good card. It's good card mainly for late game, but it'll refresh your hand, give you some life, and then if you have a big fatty on the board, this is really good for Commander, because casting it for 6 is okay. You'll get a 4/4 and you draw 2
But
cards.
you tap out at the end of a game with this, and it's
you
should swing it pretty well.
Yeah, so this definitely makes the list. It's not as high as everything else because we have some other cool stuff that's on this list.
Yeah.
So number 5.
Biogenic Ooze.
So that's the ooze we talked about. When it comes into play, it's a 2/2. You make a 2/2 ooze token. At the end of your turn, you put a 1/1 counter on all ooze.
And then you can pay 3 green and a colorless to create
make another ooze. And so it just keeps multiplying.
Yeah.
So this can get pretty crazy.
It's super slimy.
Yeah. That was a good one,
No, it seems really, Well, like, if I would have pulled this in my box, I would have put it in my Nikia deck as a mana sink.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd just be able to, like, anything extra, you're just
Goes
kind of
right into
dumping.
that. Making more ooze.
Making
more
ooze that are going to continue to grow. And you can, eventually, if you're in a stalemate or, like, wall building scenario, you're eventually going to have a bigger creature.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think this is a really cool card.
And out of all the boxes that we've opened, neither of us got it.
Nothing. Nada.
So.
As in, I opened one and you opened a bunch.
Yeah. Like normal. Woo! Opening boxes. All right. Number 4
is Domri, Chaos Bringer. Now, that's the red-green Planeswalker. And it just, I put this into my Animar deck that I had made earlier. But it's +1, gives a creature, or you can pay, it gives you a red or a green, and that creature that you cast it with gets Riot. Mm-hmm. Or you can -3 it to look at the top 4 cards and put 2 creatures from that into your hand.
That's the really cool part.
Really
because
good.
A lot of that when you're looking at the top cards or whatever, it's normally put 1, but the fact that you can put 2 of them into your hand is pretty awesome.
And the ultimate just wins you the game.
Yeah, at the beginning of each end step, you get a 4/4 red-green beast that has trample. So you
get
getting
that
tokens.
emblem, and you're just gonna keep on going. If you have any sort of token abuse, that gets ridiculous.
I think this is by far the Planeswalker for this set. Like the one that we liked it when we first were doing the previews. This is the one that we thought we liked the best out of them.
I would say this is definitely better than Kaya and Dovin for
Commander.
Yeah.
All right, number 3.
End Raise Forerunners.
Oh, we love End Raise.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah, I've used it in Arena too. Should I do Arena talk?
When it comes into play, it gives all your creatures +2/+2 Vigilance, Trample, and Haste.
It has haste. But
it has haste, Vigilance, and Trample. It's a 7/7.
Same cost as Crater Hoof and everything. But the Vigilance part is really awesome.
It is really good.
Because you're all out attacking, and then you don't have to worry about if they fog it or whatever. Yeah. You have your board is still sitting there to be able to block.
I think it's a really interesting and important twist on Crater Hoof. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's definitely worth taking a look at.
Yeah, and definitely this. So we'll get into that later, but this is kind of a card I could say is almost a spec in a way. Like, kind of take a look at these.
If it's sitting at 40 cents right now.
Well, look at the foils are only $2 right now. Yeah. Like, I would totally go after these because I think this is a really good card for Commander and Commander players.
Let's just go 8 mana, 7/7 Vigilance, Trample, Haste. If like it was the only creature you're playing,
that's still a 7/7.
That's solid. Like, I think that would put you where the prices are at right now, like a $2 foil. Mm-hmm. But when you're giving everything else +2/+2 and those bonuses, that feels like it should be a more expensive card at this point.
In fact, it's such a good one. I'm making a note to myself to actually buy these.
Spec on it a little bit.
Like, I want to pick these up because I didn't actually realize they were at $2.
We talked you into it.
Yeah,
I didn't realize the foils were $2. High five.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was at $2 until we just clicked on it. But yeah, I knew the regulars were at like 40 cents, super cheap, and that's why I was like, let's pick those up.
Well, so the card store that I normally go to didn't have any in the 50-cent bin. They didn't have any of them.
Oh, really?
So like they were sold out. Normally they just stick them in a pile and they were all gone.
Yeah,
so that tells you that it's.
And I'd go after the foils on these more than the regulars if you can. This isn't our Smith specs, but this
is not.
But that's what I would go for because these have.
This is going to be a hodgepodge episode. Like, top 10s, but we're going to talk about a bunch of random shit too.
We're gonna all our segments are in like the one segment, kind of mixed in, like spliced in a little dash of this, a little dash of that, a little dash of ass. God dang it. All right. Let's move to the next one. Number 2.
Captive Audience.
Oh, this
which
card.
seems so cool.
I want to see this one happen.
This might not have been like where it should have been on the list, like at number 2.
Yeah,
but it seems so cool.
For us, it's number 2 because it's so good.
So it's an enchantment for 7, like red, black, 5 colorless, and then when it comes into play, you give it to another player.
Which this is an enchantment. A lot of people don't have as many enchantment removal, and I don't think other players are going to remove it, so they're going to want this to happen to that person because everybody's getting kind of a bonus from, well, at least one of them.
And so that person that now has it has the choice between your life total becomes at your upkeep you got to choose one that you haven't chosen before, but it's your life total becomes 4. Discard your hand. Each opponent gets 5 2/2 black zombies.
Oh, yeah. This has. I can't wait to play this card.
Yeah, I didn't get one. And
I got one.
Also sold out at the card store.
Oh, really?
They didn't have it.
Well, let's check the foil while we're actually talking about it. Foils are at $650, so a little bit higher on that. It is a mythic as well.
But I plan on at least getting one.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is going in my Xancha deck.
That would be really good. Are you going to give it to the Xancha player too? You give him Xancha.
It could be the way to win the game. Is just be like, take this. You have Xancha. Tap 6 mana, you're dead. Go to the next player.
That's a dick move, but awesome. All right, our number 1, and you can probably guess what our number 1 card is because we've raved about this. And
Electro Dominance.
Yeah, nice.
It's not accurate.
No, it is Smothering Tithe. So that's our Ristic Study for white, and I can't wait to see this in action because
so whenever an opponent draws a card, they got to pay 2 or you get a treasure token.
And getting mana is awesome, and everybody draws cards. So it's not like Smothering or Ristic Study where not everybody's going to play a spell a turn. Most likely they'll play a spell.
Everybody's going to draw a card.
Everybody's going to draw, if
and
not
a lot
more.
of people are trying to draw more than one card.
And they're not going to want to pay 2. 2 is a lot to, ramp or
absolutely
knock your mana pool down and not be able to cast anything.
Essentially, like you're either deciding between if somebody pays for it, they are acknowledging that they're fine being 2 turns behind for that turn, and it sets you back. Either you're looking at it before you draw. Oh, I guess you get to draw and then decide if you want to pay the 2. So you can be like, well, fuck this turn, I'm going to pay the 2. So
whenever opponent draws a card, I guess
they
so
draw
you draw the card
and
first, and then you can pay 2.
Choose on paying the 2, so they can decide if they are like, well, I can't do anything with it, so then they can do that. But like, you can also just force people to draw cards. Like if you put in a Howling Mind deck, where they're drawing 2 cards, or people want to play Phyrexian Arena, like. This card can be really good against anybody, like Azami, Lady of Scrolls, where you're tapping all the wizards to draw a card. Like this card is bonkers against that,
and like you said,
works so well.
Everybody wants to draw cards, so a lot of our decks we always have built-in draw engines, and I think most players do that. So
this is
just in themselves, they're going to be trying to draw, and it's going to be giving you treasure tokens.
This is straight up good against like decks that wheel, Windfall.
Oh, imagine, wheeling everybody. Okay, so do I get how many freaking treasure tokens? 21?
And because it's on your turn, so you're forcing them. So they probably, paid as much mana as they can to play their cards that turn. They might have 2 open, but you're going to get so many treasure tokens.
I wish my Nekasar deck was white.
Yeah,
I just want this to go in there.
This card seems so cool.
Can I just make a little white symbol on Nekasar's tap ability and just have it in the text so it's a white card?
You want to damage your card?
Yeah,
it's not worth it.
That's a good point.
Not worth it. Nekasar is awesome. And this is good against a Nekasar deck.
This would be good against that deck. Shit.
Because then you're able to, I get to draw more cards. Everybody gets to draw more cards. Oh, I get to play more cards because you're giving me... this is great. Yeah, no, this card...
Pick them up because the price is at 4 for regulars... For non-foils, I always say regulars, but that's for regulars. But for non-foils, foils are at 15. So if you get a foil, just hold on to it. Pick up as many as you can get. I mean, not necessarily spec-wise, but get it for your deck. Because you're going to use it in your commander decks. It's
probably the only this and maybe Rhythm of the Wild are the only 2 that are good enough to be core cards.
Yeah, this definitely would be in our core cards for white.
Absolutely.
When we redo the list sometime in the future, when we get through our list.
Again, we're milking this as long as we can. It's the best stuff we got.
All right. So talking about core cards, or do we want to talk about Arena in between? So that was our top 10.
We already talked about Arena. We can't. Yeah. Bum, bum, bum. Smothering Tide wins. That card's
Smothering
crazy.
Tide.
Tithe. I said that. That's what I said.
Yeah, that's our number one. But
what do you think? Did we miss any cards that you
good point.
think? Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Interaction with.
We didn't do any of the plugs. You can follow us at.
Do it.
We can do it at the end.
Now we can. Hey, we are on Twitter, on email.
So let's do it now, and then I'll cut it right back into the beginning,
Yes.
so then it really doesn't sound like we missed it.
This is gonna be really weird though.
Yeah.
So you can email on us, like guess
You can
which
email on us.
put that emails on us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Guess which service we use.
What?
Google. It's Gmail. Come on.
Guess what service?
I don't
we
even
use?
know why you say like, hey, you can email. Oh, where do we email you at? Yeah, CommanderSmiths. Nobody took that one because it's really original.
It is.
It is. It's not EDH Smiths.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I was talking to him about before the podcast, and we're used. That's when we started. It was EDH.
Yeah.
And I still call it EDH. It's easier to text. It's a lot shorter
Absolutely.
than spelling out Commander. But we're the CommanderSmiths. We're not the EDH Smiths. So I was telling him, I was like, I have to keep getting in the practice of saying Commander because that's our freaking name, not EDH Smiths. Good story.
I didn't. Yeah. No. Yeah.
All right, where are we going? Are we going to talk about Arena at all?
Wasn't like okay? Yeah. Let's do the Arena thing real quick.
I think that's a good point, though. If you think there's some other cards, like you said, that
if we're totally missing on something,
you're like,
you're
stupid. That should be number 4.
Yeah,
Well,
be
fuck
nice
you.
about
This is
it.
our list.
I don't care about where it is, but if you're like, hey, I think this should be somewhere on the list.
Yeah.
Because
Well, we had a
it
bunch-
is absolutely arbitrary.
How many did we cut off? I cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I have so many scribble marks on that page.
So there was 7 other cards that,
Yeah.
but some of them are more situational. Where it's like, yeah, it's a
Absolutely.
good card, but it's for this kind of deck. So this was kind of more of a general. This should
And
be
yeah,
good
there are definitely some cards that will go well in certain decks, but we were trying to go for a wider range and something fun.
Yeah.
Like Bedevil's cool, but
That's
again,
why I went.
That's why it's honorable mention. That's a really good card.
Yeah,
but,
because
it's
that
not
would have been
fun.
a 5-second conversation. Bedevil is our number.
Hey, does
5.
your opponent have a planeswalker that's good? You can kill it. How about a creature? No, you can kill that too.
How do you do that, Lowry?
Oh, you got to pay a black and a red.
Oh,
anytime.
And it's an instant.
Anytime. It's an instant.
Wow.
Well, I almost forgot the artifact part.
Oh,
See,
what?
this could have been a conversation.
That was the end of it. That's how we stretched it.
Mm.
All right. So yeah, Arena. You haven't played for a couple days.
Yeah, I'm in pain.
Been in pain. And you're like, I can't click this mouse. This hurts so bad.
I can't sit for more than like 10 minutes.
Oh, this sucks right now.
Yeah,
All we've been doing is
feeling
sitting.
it. I've been feeling it. It's gotten better since Wednesday was the ultimate part. Like Tuesday, Wednesday were awful. And then laying down on like my stomach hurts as well. So
Yeah.
like I gotta like lay on my back.
This sounds
So I've-
miserable.
oh, that's-
Why am I here? I'm gonna catch it. No, I'm just
No,
kidding. I
it's
can't.
not really contagious.
Uh,
So it's just awful for one person.
Oh,
I can't be around
Lowry.
pregnant people.
Oh, yeah. Actually,
women,
I did know
women,
that.
Not people.
Pregnant
women.
men.
Yeah,
You know?
that can't really happen as far as I know.
Food babies.
Chipotle.
It's a thing.
It's only like a block away.
Ooh,
Chipotle. Yeah.
chapoopy. All right, now you're gonna
Unnecessary.
get me hungry.
Just,
So arena, it's kind of interesting with this set, because it comes out early on Arena before pre-release, and so by the time the set comes out, I feel like I've already been playing this set for weeks, because it's kind of weird.
Yeah, we're sitting down at like 3 weeks right now.
Yeah, on Arena. What I'm noticing is Hydroid Crassus is getting put in everything, including my deck. I splashed it in.
Probably. Well, and that's what happened in I think it was a Pro Tour, or there was a major tournament this last weekend, where they splashed Hydroid Crassus for the life gain.
And the
And
draw
it just-
draw
yeah.
stuff, yeah.
But Arena is so mono red
It's
of any sort and way.
and they just gave Red a whole bunch of more tools with this set.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
with
Light the Stage is
spectacle
ridiculous.
Stuff. Yeah, light up the stage. And the, what is it, the lightning bolt thing, but it's not really lightning bolt, it's the spectacle one.
Skewer the critics.
Yeah, that one's ridiculous. Like red is crazy. If you can gain some life, red kind of burns out, but it goes so freaking fast. So I'd say probably 60 to 70% of the people I play are red. And so that's why I took out Carnage Tyrants and put in Hydroid and Splash Blue, and that seemed to help a little bit. My deck already gains life by the
walkers.
Yeah.
The wild growth walker.
But with the burn deck, they're normally trying to kill it as fast as possible.
Yeah, you kill that as quick as possible.
So,
but Arena, like for me, and I don't like, just it feels so frustrating, like as in like drawing land.
Mm-hmm.
Like you either get fucked
or flooded like
crazy. Like I'll get to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm curving out really good, and it's like, okay, all I need is like, I got the 4 perfect. All I need is that 5th land. And it's like nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Or I'm like, okay, I got 6 mana. That's great. And then 7, 8, 9. Like I can't draw any. I'm just dead-handed. Can't do anything. Not drawing anything. I'm like, this is freaking ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay.
And
so
it just feels like it's happening way too consistently for that. Like I'd say it feels like guessing numbers like 65% of the time.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing you say that, I just saw somebody on Twitter, because your opening hand, the computer you get 2 hands and it picks the one that's best, most balanced normally, and then that's the one they show you, and then you can decide if you want a mulligan or whatever. Well, somebody on Twitter posted it gave them all land, but 1 card was not a land, and it was just like, how is like
that's not good either.
Yeah, but I mean, there is more times than not that I get no land or one, and I go to mulligan, and then it's even worse.
Yeah,
because now
mulliganing is like the worst thing to do in Arena. It feels like it's if I don't take my 7, I'm going down to 4.
Yeah, it's like pretty ridiculous. So on that, I forgot I built 2 decks. I had all these, my wild cards saved up. So that's how I got my Hydroid Crassus, is that I just used the tickets to get it. But I built a Gates deck. I first built an Arcades deck. And when I first built it, I actually texted you. I was like, this deck's awesome. I'm fucking ruling. And I won like 5 in a row. And then I was like, this is a good deck. Went to bed. The next day, I played it 20 times and I got 1 win. I was like lucky that I didn't drop out.
The Arena gods were like,
it was
no, your wall deck will be bad.
I was like, this is so fucking frustrating. Like I couldn't, and it's like you're saying, the land. Like it was either, there was games, I played 4 or 5 games, and I had 3 high alerts in there, 4 Arcades in there, and I didn't draw in 4 games. Didn't draw one of them. I never saw the card. Like, how does that happen? Like drawing, you have 4 games and you don't see one of those. There's 7 cards of something making your walls attack, and in those games, and it wasn't like a game that lasted 1 or 2 turns. It was a long game, and I never drew any of those.
Well, here's like the thought that I've had, and I think I did it subconsciously, but like it has happened enough, the land issue, to whereas I don't play as much. Like it's frustrating enough to whereas I'm like, well, I make sure that I win the free packs. Like I go, if I'm sitting down and playing, I get 5 wins, then I just quit. I take an hour, get that done, and then I wait 2 days, 2 or 3 days,
so that your stuff builds up.
So those things build up, and then I go and get 5 wins, cancel out, get rid of all the goals, and then I do it one more time. And that's basically all I play.
I play the exploration deck because of that. Like, it kind of solves the land issue, because you're playing that, drawing the land, so it's not coming to your drawing, you're not actually drawing that, or if
the consistency.
Yeah, so that's why I play that one all the time. I don't ever play my Niv Mizzet deck anymore. I built the Gates deck, I built the Arcades deck, and if I want to lose, I'll play those.
I'm surprised, because Arcades feels like it's going to draw a bunch of cards, but maybe Arcades comes down too slow.
Yeah, it's pretty slow, and then when it comes in, they kill it right away.
Especially with the mono red being so prevalent.
Yeah. And the weird thing is, and I texted you on this, and I actually didn't follow up on finding this out. If you have Arcades out and you have High Alert out, and then you play a wall, you don't get to draw a card
on
from
arena,
Arcady. Yeah,
which doesn't seem right.
No, because
from the
I think
wording.
it's. I don't know.
It's,
somebody can correct us if we're wrong
it states
on this.
If you have a creature with Defender, it can attack and it deals damage with its toughness.
Yeah,
that's what it states.
You mean High Alert?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. High Alert says it can attack as though it doesn't have Defender. It isn't saying it doesn't have Defender. And so I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense, because I think the part that the digital part, what happens is that for it to attack, it has to X-nay the Defender off of it.
That must be what's going on.
And so it's just like, well,
but then
you can do it with an Arcades.
That would happen with Arcades, and it
Yeah.
works fine with Arcades.
So I feel like it's a glitch, unless we're wrong, and maybe that's what it's supposed to do. But it doesn't. When you read both cards, it doesn't make sense that I should be drawing a card, is what it is.
So we're not going to do we were wrong on this one, but if you find something, find a ruling or whatever, point it out. And we have so many Twitter followers that we can get something done with Arena. We have 20
something
20 followers. 20,
hey, our
26?
YouTube followers are the big one. That's
50.
50. We hit the big 50.
Shit. Big timing.
Oh, that's awesome though. Went from 0 and we just came, the
hold off on our stuff for
that's
next episode. That's what we're going to talk about next episode. We came from nothing, now we're here.
Nice. The arena stuff, I love playing the sealed stuff, and that's how it is for me. Yeah. Commander's number one for playing for everything. Like that's what I like playing the most.
But consistency is really nice for arena.
Yeah.
Just being able to play.
Yeah. I've never played this much
not
before.
Consistent. Yeah. I mean, I enjoy consistently drawing lands. That's been a blast for me.
But so then it goes sealed is my next thing, draft, and then going into, standard.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm getting the coins so I can do these sealed tournaments that are,
Sure. Yeah. And we had saved up coins.
Yeah,
20,000. Yeah, I'm at 29,000 now.
You are right now.
Yeah,
with
I haven't
coins?
used any of it.
Oh, dude, you should do the stuff now. You got some drafts in there, and then you can do the sealed stuff. Yeah,
we'll see.
I've done 3 sealed things, and then quite a few drafts. Now there's finally Ravnica Allegiance is a draft where they've had since it came out.
Is it all in gems? Or is it in gold?
No, it's gold. The
is
draft
gold
part,
now?
Yeah.
Last I checked was
it was
Monday or Tuesday, and it was
M19 for drafting for the longest time.
I'm
it's
I'm
come
not
on,
doing that.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Anyways, that's kind of us ranting, but then
all right,
also
moving
talking about
we did not plan that at all.
Yeah, that was all right. Core cards for Commander.
Black and white.
Oh, I was hoping you'd go really high pitched. White and black.
I almost did, but then I saw the expectancy in your eye, and I was like, I'm gonna subvert this shit and go deep as well.
All right, so we broke this shit down, and I have to get my list here.
We break everything down.
We've run the
down.
Numbers. So we cheated a little bit on this. So we'll start off with our number 10 is Teysa in general.
The Teysa cards are really cool. There's 3 of them.
Yeah. So you have the one that gives you, what is it, protection from creatures and life. It has lifelink.
Envoy of Ghosts. No, it doesn't have lifelink.
It doesn't have lifelink.
I think it just has protection from creatures, and then whenever a creature an opponent controls deals you damage, destroy it, and then you get a 1/1 flying token spirit.
Oh, you're making me want to check
No, that's
this.
a real thing.
I know. No, I think that part's right.
It's 7 mana.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But that card is quite good. I mean, we haven't run it, but it's really powerful. There's another Teysa that's Orzhov
vigilance
Scion.
and protection from
vigilance.
There
okay,
we go.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, I missed that. Sorry. Sorry. Orzhov Scion, you get to sacrifice creatures to destroy a creature, and
this was in my last deck that I made for Teysa.
And then as certain colored creature die, you get another creature, and then you can. It's quite good.
I think I like
how I did that.
Teysa Karlov the best.
New one.
I think that one's my favorite.
I think it's really unique.
Yeah.
That's the newest one. Whenever you have a creature go into the graveyard,
double death trigger.
Well, it's whenever anybody has a creature that goes in the graveyard, it triggers. If it triggers anything of yours, it doubles it.
And then your tokens have vigilance and lifelink, and that's actually where I might adjust that deck. And I'll
go a little bit more token.
I might go token and use that a little bit because
that makes sense. Because it was a lot better than I had anticipated.
Yeah. It did pretty damn well. All right, so number 9. I had to fight for this one a little bit.
You did, so I'll let you do it.
Vishkal Blood Arbiter, and this was only printed in the Commander set, and it is a vampire that costs a lot. It is, what, 4?
It's 5 colorless.
Is it
black
5?
and a white and a white?
Is that what it is?
Black, white.
So Vishkal, what it does, it has lifelink. There's where the lifelink. No, it's 4 white, 2 black.
Oh, it's only 7 mana? I was thinking it was 8.
So it's flying lifelink 5/5. Sacrifice a creature, so this is not tapping or whatever. It's a free sack outlet.
Which is nice. That's the best part of it in my mind.
Yeah. Put X/1/1 counters on it where X is equal to that sacrifice creature's power. Then the hard part is it isn't you just can't remove 1 counter to do this. You have to remove all your 1/1 counters from it. Target creature gets -1 and -1 until end of turn for each +1/+1 counter. So it gets around indestructibility. So but it also has a big body on it. It's a 5/5 flying lifelink and a free sack outlet. There's just a lot of things that this can do.
So you would almost have to do it methodically if you're trying to kill creatures. So sacrifice your 2/2, remove the 2/1/1 counters to kill their 2/2,
and then do another. So not all at the same time.
Separate them.
Got to keep them separated.
Do.
Is that Tool? I'm just kidding.
That is not.
But yeah, and it's a vampire on top of it. So this actually got snuck into my vampire deck.
Did this make it into Teysa?
It did.
Karloff? Because it'd be a free sack outlet. It'd be really expensive.
It was on the list, but yeah, I think
snipped.
Yeah, it got cut out.
That's all right. It could definitely make it in there.
All right, number 8.
Is the removal suite of Anguished Unmaking, which I think is the best one, which is instant speed, remove any non-land permanent, pay 3 life, it exiles. You have Utter End, that's the same thing for 4 mana, and then Vindicate is a sorcery that can hit anything, any permanent, so even lands with that one. So they're all just versatile, they exile, they're black and white, boom, that's easy.
And we're cheating by
in all 3 of them, but Anguished Unmaking is number
is the number. By far I feel like that's the best one.
And understand that this makes a list here on CCC because you're doing something different than Bedevil with a top 10 list.
Evil
bed. So
this is something you should have if you have a white.
This is something you should be if you're collecting your cards and trying to build up what you have. You want those black-white removal spells for your decks.
For sure. All right, number 7, Cabal Council of Allocation, and this is just a solid card. It's a good doing damage to everybody. It can be your commander. It's 1 white and black, 2/3 Human Advisor. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, that player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life.
Yeah.
So you're just doing damage around the board as people are casting stuff, and you're slowly gaining life from that as well.
I haven't played it a whole ton, but the one time I do remember playing it, one player was like, remove that.
Yeah.
We need to get rid of that. And then it was Swords to Plowshare instantly.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Well, at least I gained some life
I gained
from
2
that.
life. That's fine. Well, got rid of Swords to Plowshare. Like if it's that powerful for somebody to use it on that, go ahead.
It's very cheap to come out, and it's just it's something that people don't realize it's doing as much damage as it's doing. And you're slowly gaining that life too.
And I think this could be pretty similar to the Heartwood Storyteller, the one where whenever somebody, everybody draws a card if they play if there was a non-creature spell played. Pretty similar, where you can get drowned in card advantage. You're going to just lose to that if you do that too much without thinking about it.
Yeah.
And this could really build up in a game if people aren't thinking about it. So,
all right, number 6.
This one's Ravos Soul Tender. Tender Souls. I don't know why that popped in. It's 2/2 flyer. It gives all your other creatures +1/+1, and during your upkeep, you get to bring a creature back from your graveyard into your hand.
It has partner, so
it has partner.
It can partner with other partners.
So it's pretty interesting. Partner.
It's a recursion.
It's the recursion thing. So you can also go with Unburial Rites, which is black, bring any creature back, and then it has flashback for white. And then there's also Obzedat's Aid, which brings any permanent from your graveyard into play. So if somebody goes and kills your guy's cradle, you just
you brought it up. I didn't bring it up.
Well, it was in my song too.
We also didn't do We haven't done beer in a while because it just isn't fitting, and it's not fitting this time either.
No, absolutely not.
I'm not going to drive
way
after.
too icy.
And you're not feeling the greatest, so I figured that's probably
Absolutely
it. So
not.
we're not skipping on beer. It's just the situations of everything isn't going to be
We can
working
use
for the
me
next
not
month.
feeling good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely had 2 beers during the Super Bowl.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I feel bad though right now. It was not a wise decision. So, but in a black-white deck, having a little bit of recursion is an important thing.
Plus, it gives all your creatures 1/1, and I mean, he, whatever it is. It's a he because he's shirtless.
Well, yeah, no tatas.
No, yeah,
So.
there's no boobies. No boobies. All right, number
Children.
5, Merciless Eviction. This is removal for mass removal. You can either do
black, white, 4 colorless.
exile all creatures, you got to choose one. All creatures, artifacts, enchantments. What else?
Or planeswalkers.
Or planeswalkers.
Yeah.
That's on there.
So you can kind of choose to exile a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Giving you a choice to mass remove is good. So that's pretty much it for that one. Number 4. Number 4.
We're going to go Sorin, Grim Nemesis.
That's the best one, but the other 2 are good as well. But the Sorin Grim Nemesis, what does he do again? It's a 6 drop?
Plus, yeah, it's 6 drop. The plus is you reveal the top card. Everybody loses life equal to its converted mana cost, and you put that into your hand. Or you can minus X and then deal as much damage to any target, and you gain that much life.
Mm-hmm.
Or its ultimate is you get to put as many 1/1 vampire tokens into play as whoever has the most life.
So it's not if you're down on life, but somebody else has more, you get all, like if somebody's at 36. All right, 36 of them.
tokens. That's pretty bamf.
Yeah, the other 2 are pretty good as well. They're 4 drops. You got Solemn Visitor and Lord of
Innistrad.
Yeah, so those 2 are.
I think they're both really
dealing
solid
with
in like token
tokens.
decks.
Yeah. All right, number 3.
Deathbringer Liege. This one's yours.
Yeah. So that one is
5 drop.
and it gives white creatures 1/1 and black creatures 1/1, and then when you play a white spell, tap a creature. When you play a black spell, destroy a tapped creature.
Yep.
So it's giving your creatures bonuses. It's also tapping down and potentially destroying. If you're casting something that's white and black, you tap it first, then destroy it. But if it's in play, people are going to be like, I'm not going to attack because you're going to destroy my shit. So
Absolutely.
it also can stop people
so
from doing that.
If they're attacking, it's kind of like Royal Assassin isn't like a really good card.
It used to be back in the day.
Once you toss it down, people go, oh, shit.
I'm not going to attack.
Yeah, I'm going to not have my best creature killed.
It is very interesting though. Like think of that. Like you have that compared to the what's the Praetor? Is it the Praetor, the one that you can just tap to destroy? Like anything that just taps to destroy, you don't have that threat. But having something that's just waiting for something tapped can really hinder somebody attacking you. You know what I'm saying? Like if Royal Assassin's ability.
Are you talking about Avatar Wool?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Okay. It was like what Praetor? Is it
Yeah,
a Praetor?
not a Praetor.
What is his
It's an Avatar.
Avatar. Hence the name. Avatar Whoa. But think of it would be much better Royal Assassin if you could just tap to destroy a creature.
Sure, yeah.
But I could argue that it's maybe better in Commander
Because
that
it stops people
stopping
from,
people from
I don't need to attack.
right. So it's not like it's hindering people. It's kind of like your Black's way of
It always
doing
has been interesting. Like I
Ghostly
look at it, I
Prison.
go, "There's no way this is making it a deck." And whenever I see it, I've seen it a couple times. I'm like, "Fuck,
Yeah.
it's way better than I think it is."
No,
So
I'm like rethinking. I'm like that. I need to start using that a little bit more.
if you have experiences, tweet at us your
Yeah.
Royal Assassin experiences on what's going on.
Because I could see it like a ghostly prison type of thing, just hindering people being like, well, I got to tap 2 to attack you, so I'm not.
But that's
gonna...
individually, like you could still not have somebody attacking you, like they're attacking somebody else, and you're
And
like,
you're
"Well,
destroying that.
I'm just going to kill the best creature that's tapped
Yeah.
on board."
You can completely stall the game out
Absolutely.
completely. Like, fuck, I don't want to kill
Absolutely.
my stuff. All right, number 2 is Divinity of...
Divinity.
I said Divinity with an F, not with a V.
Definitely Divinity.
Divinity of Pride. And this is the 4 drop, right? Orzhov. 4/4.
Flying lifelink. And then if your life total is above 30, it gets +4/+4.
Yeah.
So it kind of like cheats with the ability in Commander, the same thing as Sarah Ascendant, where if you turn this on or play this on turn 5 and it's an 8/8 flying lifelink for 5. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you're, banging in and gaining life.
Whoa,
Generally,
what are you doing?
Banging in. Bangers and mash.
Lucky.
Yeah, that's some good stuff, honestly.
No, I was talking about the banging it in.
Oh, bangers and mash is really good. What are you talking about?
You said banging it in. I didn't say banging it in.
I did say banging it in. Yikes.
All right. So yeah, just a big beast. Not beast, but it's a big banger. It just bangs it in.
Can't make fun of me and then go and use it rationally. That's not fair. No, yeah, it's really good. And you're putting it in a lifelinking deck.
It normally gets killed right away once it comes out. Because,
don't put it in a 3-color deck.
Because
it's in your black-white deck.
In your worst case scenario, it's a 4/4 flying lifelink for 5. But in most cases, you should have
25 or more life.
What did you say?
I said 30.
Oh, okay, yeah. So in most cases, you're probably over 25. So an 8/8 and just keeps giving you life back and has that bonus. Yeah, it's an awesome card. All right, what's our number 1?
It is going to end up being Athreos, God of Passage. So this is the Theros god. It's colorless, black and white. It is indestructible. It's a creature. If you have 7 black-white mana symbols on your side of the board, and whenever a creature you control dies, you can have a player choose if they want to pay 3 life and
return it to your hand unless they pay 3 life.
Yeah, have it either goes back to your hand or they pay 3 life for it to actually die.
Oh shit! This is on a spike. Yeah. So after we just talked about it, it's been going up because it's Teysa.
Yeah, Teysa.
But now it's on a huge spike. So
it's crazy good.
Wait for this one maybe to drop down because I think 36 is kind of high for what this card is, but it is a really good card. You think 36 is good?
I would wait for things. Yeah, I wouldn't buy it like right now.
Right now it's at the top of the spike. Wait for it to die down.
Let
a little
it stop.
Bit. Yeah,
it'll rise until it rises no more, and then it'll settle.
Good
then
one.
Figure it out.
Good advice, Larry.
Yeah.
It's gonna go up, and then when it stops going up, it's gonna come down, and then
it'll dip a bit,
and then the price will change, and then you can buy it.
Yeah.
The shingles is going to your head.
Nah, just my torso. Yeah.
All right, so that does it for our double top 10s. Do we want to? Yeah,
I would give this episode a 10 and a 10.
Oh, nice! If we could rate it that high.
Yeah, no.
Bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash.
All right, so let's jump into the last part. We're not going to do really Smith specs. Our Smith specs are kind of talking about, again, yes, we were talking about Mythic Edition. Kind of. So here's how...
It's more just like the experience.
Things shook down this week. I bought my box Was it last week that it happened? Is that when we bought it?
It was last Thursday.
So it was last... No, because that's when I received things. It was 2 weeks ago. So we already talked about
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we talked about it already about buying them. Then I started putting them on. I don't know if we talked about it on the last episode, so sorry for repeating. And they started selling, like the cards I put up immediately after it went for sale. The ones I knew I had an extra box.
Like, I have it.
Yeah,
good to go.
So it sold right away. I think I did talk about that, and that made me decide to buy more boxes. So I ended up buying 4 more boxes of it. Now, since then, everybody else has done the same thing, and everybody else is kind of just trying to dump everything. So the prices have plummeted on the...
They're all as low as the lowest you were seeing last week.
Right.
Are they lower?
Some of them are a little bit lower, but... So Tamiyo did a weird thing. It dropped down to 55, which if you look at the regular foils are right around that same price. And then it went back up to 70, and that's where I sold another one this week because it went up to 70. And then people started getting their copies in the mail.
And then they
were putting those on eBay. So it was I guess my advice is I sold mine. I'm not dropping my prices anymore. I actually, in fact, might take mine off and wait a little bit because now this is more of a hold because everybody's just trying to dump and get their money back because the box is really expensive. It's $250 fucking dollars. And you're getting 26 packs, actually.
26 packs?
Yep. And, that's a lot of freaking money to put in, and people are just trying to recoup the money they have into it. So right now, if you want nice full art planeswalkers for Commander, and these
Time
are
to
more
buy.
Commander planeswalkers. Buy them now. I don't know. It's
I'll
just
probably sit down and buy Tameo.
yeah, that's the one that you wanted.
Yeah, that's the only one I don't have.
Because
So.
everybody's just trying to get rid of them, and so this is actually a really good. When the next set comes
and
out,
now since everybody listens to us, they're going to be like, "You're right, Adam," and then pull it.
yeah,
We have that sway.
no, yeah, those listeners are
Those
selling too. We don't have that pull at all. But
Not at all.
seriously, they're so cheap that if I hadn't bought 6 boxes, I probably would be using the money that I got there and gone in on buying the planeswalkers themselves.
Sure.
Just a few copies, because those are going to go back up. Only certain ones. I mean, you're not going to go get what's her name?
No, Jaya. All of them.
Mine are sold out. Those sold so freaking quick.
It's stupid.
They
Why?
sold for $20 each. All of them were gone. I was just like, all right. I got one for 25, and then
Got them.
yeah. But then those are gone. Those are the only ones that are sold out. But Kaya's almost
Like
gone.
rip them and burn them. Well, she's like a fire mage. That would totally be on par.
You don't rip magic cards.
That's also true. I don't want to do that.
But yeah, the other ones, Kaya's almost sold out. Domri, and we were just talking about him as I think that's a potential one to go after if he starts getting used a lot more. But I think he's going to be used in Commander a lot more. Used in Commander. But anyways, I opened 6 boxes. I kind of broke down each box. Let's see. Oh, I got my numbers in front of me. So I broke down each box, and kind of how we do in our battle boxes. I didn't go as far as $1,
but you're at $2.
$2 and up. And so box 1 opened up 3 mythics in that box, 1 foil, a light up the stage foil, which was nice, and a foiled Judith, which was nice. Brought that box total is 65. That's pretty good. That seems about average. Box 2, 4 mythics, no foils of note. That total was 55. Box 3, 2 mythics. So it keeps going. Or no, I guess our second one was more. 2 mythics, no good foils. That one was my shittiest box. $37.
Oof.
Yeah, that one was rough.
26 packs.
Yeah, and $37 worth. Oof. And the worth was 2 Shocklands.
It's like $1.50 a pack value. That's brutal.
So no, I'm looking at it. I had $2 cards that were worth $9, 1 card that was worth $5, and then 10 cards that were worth 2. Not 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So
$2
not even
cards.
10.
It was bad. I was like, damn, this sucks. So then box 4 got 1 mythic. But that one totaled out. That was my most expensive box up until my last box. Ooh, spoiler alert.
Ooh.
That one was 67. I had 2 foils that were worth $2, or a foil that was worth $2. Box 5, 2 mythics, $65. So that 65 seems to be about the average.
Kind of what you're hitting consistently.
And then to end, this box was awesome. 3 mythics. I got 4 shocks. I picked up a foil breeding pool, a foil howled fountain, a foil Davin, a regular Davin.
Wait, that's all in the same one?
All in the same box. The back-to-back foils. So I got a foil. What was it? A back-to-back foil packs, Davin, and then a non-foil hollowed fountain with a foiled hollowed fountain in the same pack.
Oh,
so
that's pretty.
Yeah, I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, that's...
And the foiled Davin, and then I got a regular Davin, and then oh man, that pack. So that one ended up being $115.
Wow.
Yeah. So I kept a lot of them. I'm not selling all of them. I was like,
yeah, foil shocks are pretty sweet.
They look really good. But yeah, so value wise,
you were hitting about $65 in the pack per box. You had one shitty one crazy one, then
so
everything
they kind of really
else
balanced
like
out to about
55,
65. Yeah. So if I eventually sell those full art planeswalkers for around the price I was saying, where I'd make $40 a box, when it's all said and done, I'll probably be a positive. We'll report it later.
Positive on the packs.
Positive, basically. Like 40. What is that? 40 times 5 is 200. Then with these 65 each, yeah, I'll be positive. It'll be probably a positive 300 I'll get out of this. Plus I get to hold on to the planeswalkers, the full arts. But they're definitely not as easy to sell as the Mythic Edition 1. I think what's going to actually happen is when Mythic Edition 3 comes out, and if that one's the best one, which we kind of discussed a little bit what we think might be in it, because we talked about they'll take each of the planeswalkers, that's the monocolored ones. So we were trying to figure that out. Do you think they do Liliana again? Because they gotta have her in there, don't you think, for the black? So you're gonna have all the monocolors. So Garuk maybe, but he's no. We figured it was gonna be.
I don't remember this conversation.
Oh, it's just
Shingles have gotten in my head.
Well, we kind of figured that Nicol Bolas will be one of the planeswalkers.
Yeah, Nicol Bolas will absolutely be in there, but I think he's just going to be part of the set.
Mm-hmm. So I think he's going to be the one that's part of the set, like the Davin and Kaya. So far they take 2 from the current set, and then they do repeats. So what's the one from M19, the green planeswalker? What's her name?
Oh, Vivian Reed.
So Vivian could be it.
Sure, I can see that.
Blue would be Jace, of course. Black is gonna be Liliana, I guess.
They just did Sorin.
Who's the Gatewatch? Like, who's all in the gate?
Well, that was Liliana.
Yeah, so it would be Liliana. You have Chandra, and
you
then
just did Ajani.
Ajani would be that though, wouldn't he? Or would we do Gideon? Gideon is what we kind of talked about.
Gideon could be
yeah. So that could be potentially a really freaking... It could make these sell even more, but I think these are more of a hold for 3 to 6 months and pick them up cheap right now, potentially.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I think you have a flooding of the market, and everybody's just trying to make their money back.
Because it is expensive. I mean, that's what I was trying to do. I was like, I need to get rid of these so I get all the money that I just put into this back. But now I'm like, well, I'm not going to take a loss because these are actually really good cards, really good looking cards, and they are used in EDH more than the other ones almost. When I did those calculations originally, these are better commander planeswalkers.
Sure, I think the problem with like Liliana, the first initial Liliana, is that it's just too expensive for a commander deck. Like it just doesn't do enough for that type of money. Like we tend to be a little bit cost conscious, and so it probably just isn't good enough for that money at $35-$40. Stupid
iPad is dinging.
Yeah, you have your
I don't know, I just brought it with, but my phone's on silent, not my iPad, I guess. Okay, so I don't know, with these, is there anything more you want to talk about with the Mythic Edition stuff?
This is your deal, bud.
My deal?
Yeah, I didn't want to
go too.
I'm discussing.
We talked about it a lot.
But next week we promise not to talk about it.
Yeah, because we're not going to at all. Well, maybe we'll talk about it in our biggest...
I don't think we will. We don't have... This doesn't count for biggest busts.
And repeated myself a bunch of times. I love the way they look. The full art foil stuff looks awesome. And like putting that in my binder...
I can agree with that. I do think that does look
awesome. Good. So I'll say I'm disappointed with how fast I thought they were going to sell, but there was a whole fiasco with that. When they put it up for sale, you could see how many there were, and so
yeah, and I was hearing that people are starting to get more than they ordered.
Oh yeah, I heard that too. Actually,
Fast Finance.
You listen to Fast Finance?
Well, no. They were just talking about it on Twitter. Twatter. That was when we said twatter down here. That was the first time.
Yeah, they mentioned that you were hearing somebody who ordered 2 and he got 25.
Are you kidding me?
Then he went into the card store and sold them to the local game store for $150 a piece.
Jesus.
Just because he wanted to dump them. He was like, "Here's my receipt. I ordered 2 and they gave me 25." It's like, well, that sucks.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So
why wouldn't you open them?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Sell enough to like pay off what you did and just get cards.
Yeah. Well, that's what I liked about this originally. Is like I got the 6 boxes, and the same thing with Ultimate Masters. Like opening those, and it's kind of almost like free packs in a way because I'm selling a lot of the stuff back to make it back.
Here's another question to people out in Twitter land or podcast land, because nobody really interacts with us on Twitter.
We get likes.
Yeah, we do get likes.
Yeah.
But if there was a price where you'd be like, yeah, I'd pay this to buy this product, like $250 in my mind is just a bit too expensive.
Yeah, considering if those you take the planeswalkers out of it, and like I just gave you the total values, I only had 1 box that gets you over $100, you know, and that a normal box of us opening $100 box, that's like, okay, that was okay.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? I mean, you're getting less packs, so there's less
You're getting
opportunity.
10 less, so you're getting a little less than 30% of what.
Mhm.
So, but if you added even 30% onto there, you're only getting like a $90 box,
Yeah.
if that. No, you're not. You're not. Absolutely not. You're getting like an $80 box on average.
Yeah, for the 65 stuff. Yeah.
Which is not good. And so, like, for me,
Yeah, what price would you have bought it at?
I was really close at 250 just because of the numbers and everything.
If
Like, if I'm trying to logically do it, like, $2. Now, obviously, you can't get it for $2. So, like, you what is realistic on what they could charge? $250 is probably the max of what they could charge, and I think they learned a lesson in that's probably too much this last time, because they sold out, but they didn't really. I think they didn't sell out like they thought they were going to. 200 probably would have got me to buy it.
Take the same thing, and had they had done Mythic Edition 1 available like that at the same time, would you have done Mythic Edition 1 for
Absolutely,
$250?
I would have.
Yeah.
If it wasn't a fucking mess.
Yeah.
But those cards are better. And it doesn't have fucking Jaya. Like, you get me to Fury's really cool, and I don't have the Liliana. Like, those were harder to get.
Well, and the fact that you can sell Teferi right now, and that pays for your box.
Sure.
Because it's $250.
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't, again, that's not really, like,
I
that's
know.
why I didn't, like, if I'm going to buy it, I'm just going to keep it because they're awesome.
But if the card was worth, like, if one of these cards, if Karn for some reason was $250, if that was the chase,
Sure.
Planeswalker and, like, actually used in standard and everything. Well, it is used in standard a little bit, but used in other formats as much. If that was $250, you buy two of them and you sell that $250 one. But the thing is it was. I think what it is it was so much easier for people to buy this time, and there's so much more copies out there. Whereas I felt like the first, like there was such a fuck up in the first one. Like I only got one box. I tried to get two on that one. It just was such a shit show.
Yeah, it was a shit show.
That
I'm glad
there
I
isn't
wasn't
a lot
even
of
in the
copies
country
out there
for that one.
I bet you they printed the same amount, but I don't know if all those went out. You know what I'm saying? They might be holding on to those if they only sent out a box.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I think I made the comment last time of just, like, Hasbro's new to this shit. Like, what the hell are they doing? Why would they send somebody 25 boxes? What the hell is wrong with them?
So if the Fast Finance are going to mention them again, they actually did kind of an interesting breakdown. I liked it so much that I listened to it again because I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Ooh.
It's towards the beginning of their latest podcast. They talked about what if they did that as a PR stunt, or they just more so did that randomly with people so that people would go and go, oh, I might, if I buy one box, I might get 25.
Fucking idiotic.
But it was kind of an interesting point.
They do that. I don't know if you remember this back at Theros.
The God
packs.
They talk about that.
They had
too.
packs where it was. Oh, they did.
Yeah.
All right. Well, go listen to fucking
if you
Fast Finance.
Even more recent, Unstable, the God packs for that, your packs were all foil full art land.
Really?
Yeah.
I had not
heard
heard
There were
about
God
that.
boxes where that happened.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, God boxes? Like an entire box was like that?
All the lands in that, not all the cards.
All the lands.
All the lands in
Were
that
foil?
were all foil
Holy
full art land.
Shit.
Yeah. So, but there were people. They have it. I think there's YouTube videos. You can see the people opening the box, and they're all the foil full art land, and just running through those. So,
like, if I didn't even do YouTube, I'd like, if I opened pack 2 and it was a foil, I'd be like, holy
Whoa,
shit, I gotta stop it. Let's do
this.
Yeah. Okay, this is what's happening. Like, that'd be nuts.
Yeah.
Maybe, but that just seems
I guess
weird.
Here's another thing. So you're talking about your $200. You got on to $200.
Sure.
What if this was a thing where they announced it and like, when you order, there is a chance of you getting double. If not that, there is a big potential that you could get. Not big. There is a slight potential you could get 25. Would that entice you a little bit more to buy? If
No, absolutely
you knew
not.
that was
I hate
a legit
gambling.
thing.
Absolutely hate gambling.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
It's gambling.
That doesn't entice you a little bit more,
No,
though?
absolutely not.
It entices you less?
Yes. Absolutely.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't matter. No, okay. So if, like, the chances, like, let's say it was one out of every, let's say so we know there was roughly 20,000 boxes. And let's say everybody bought 2, which didn't happen. So there's at least 10,000 people buying. It's probably more. If it was 1 in 10,000 chance that you're getting 25 boxes, because we've only heard of one person happening.
The 25, yeah.
So we got 1 out of 10,000 people. Look, I know I'm not that one. So,
but there are multiple reports of people they order 1 and they get
absolutely.
2, or they ordered
more
2 and they got 4.
So if they came out and said you have a 1 in 10 chance of doubling what you ordered, I would much more likely buy that way. If they came out and said, look, you buy 2, you might get 4, but again, in odds, I'd buy 2, and then everybody's like, I bought 1 and got another one, and then they're just giving 1 free, 1 out. Like, that's how that works.
Have you watched Battle Boxes and how Lowry does in Battle Boxes?
See, this is what it damages the way I think.
One of these days, your luck is going to change.
That doesn't count. I'm like 0-7 right now against you. But that's. Sure, I would much rather take the better odds than the one shot at getting 25 boxes. Because the instant that you hear that somebody got 25 boxes, and
it's
that
like
chance
Charlie
was
and the
over,
Chocolate Factory. That's the golden ticket, right?
Yeah,
there's no more golden tickets.
I would not buy Willy Wonka bars on principle. I hate that movie, by the way.
What?
Not true. Okay.
Yeah,
it's a good one. It's a solid one.
Not the Johnny Depp one, the original one.
I don't mind the Johnny Depp one either.
So why did you say you hate that movie? I just randomly wanted to hate something.
Yeah, it's just look. This is an angry rant on odds.
So you just got to hate everything.
Yeah.
What about Bandcamp, Lowry?
Well, Snowpiercer is probably the best Willy Wonka movie.
Did you hear me about Bandcamp?
Yeah, it's a great story.
it's
classic,
especially when you're drinking and you're hanging out with somebody that you like. It's a great movie.
We're just spooning.
Spoon, big spoon or little spoon?
Me?
Yeah.
I can't be the little spoon.
It would be very
weird.
Yeah, I would like to see that picture.
Ride.
Okay. I think we have gone quite long.
Yeah, probably.
Let's check it out.
Ramble.
Ramble.
And not that bad.
Yeah, we're
it's
on our normal time.
Yeah.
Every time.
We could cut about 65% of this, though. You're going to have to take the arena stuff in the middle of our top 10 list. And
that's a lot of work. It's a lot more work than I want to do. All right. So you can actually follow us on Twitter.
At CommanderSmiths.
And you can shoot us emails with song suggestions. Just make sure to put at the tagline, Adam song, Lowry song. And actually, if you have the name of the song, give it like returns, because both of us are seeing the email. And if you put it right as the first line, we're both going to see it. So
don't do it. Nobody's done that yet. Again,
well, I've kind
you
of
know what?
almost.
I think I missed it. Nate, again, I think the second or third week in a row, he did the suggestion for Tool.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, Nate, that I screwed that up, too. I should have got that. I just...
Yeah, no, he's on a roll.
I'm
disappointed.
Disappointed in myself. And then you can also find us on YouTube, subscribe, like our stuff on there.
At CommanderSmiths.
We have a couple of videos up there. We don't have anything coming up for video-wise for a little bit.
We could, though.
You're going to be gone.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, that should do it for this week. Our next week will be our year anniversary episode, so we are going to record that now, and then you guys will enjoy it in a week.
We're just going to talk about us that one.
It's going to be an awesome episode.
Maybe.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Talk to you later.
See ya.
Bye.